Good day, everyone. By the way, my name is Roger Mel Hinayin, and now the topic that we're going to discuss is all about approaches, methods, and techniques in teaching edukasyon sa pagpapakatao. But my assigned topic is all about ACE's effective cognitive experiences for self-direction and critical thinking. But now let's focus in ACE's teaching approach. Okay, ACEs or effective cognitive experiences for self-direction, it is or teaching approach is based on the interaction of cognitive and affective elements in learners. It is based on the values caught rather than taught. And this approach is commonly called andragogy, or the experiential learning process develops through four stages, which is the activity, analysis, abstraction, and application. Or it is called Brodhead's 4A's and follows four phases of value learning. But later on, we will discuss that four phases of value learning. And now let's focus on the confluent theory of education, which believes in the simultaneous development of cognitive and affective aspects of the learner that enhance the wholeness of his her living. Meaning to say, ito ay meaning to say magkakasabay na pag-unlad, paglago o pag-develop ng cognitive and affective aspects. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng confluent. And confluent refers to the process of holistic learning involving body, mind, emotion, and spirit. In this process, the students learn multidimensional about themselves and others at the same time. They are learning the traditional subject matters. And there are also important words, which is the cognitive and affective. First, we have the cognitive activity of the mind towards knowing an object or intellectual functioning in the full grasp of reality, thing, person, or circumstances. We all know that cognitive kasi gagawa na tayo ng lesson plan at involves dito ang cognitive intellectual functioning in the thing, person, or circumstances. Second, affective. I bet you know the meaning of affective, but let me elaborate what is the affective all about. Affective is all about refers to the feeling or the emotional aspects of the experience and learning. It involves the feeling or emotion aspects experience of the students. And next, we have the four phases of value of learning. First, let's talk about the learning trigger phase. And this is the four phases of value of learning. The trigger phase, analysis, values, clarification, abstraction, inculcation, directive. And the last but not the least, action, practical application. First, let's focus on the learning trigger phase. Structured learning experiences which facilitate both the cognitive and affective learning. And triggered by a carefully planned activity such as individual disclosure or self-inventory, group discussion, case study, listening to vignettes, role-playing, or song analysis, panel discussion, and moral dilemma strategy. And next one is the analysis, values, clarification. The clarification process takes a more in-depth analysis in the second phase of value of learning. This analysis of the learning has two phases: the effective processing and the cognitive or content. The first one is the affective, and the second one is the cognitive, which processing the effective processing involves personal, personal and reflections and insights which becomes part of the learner's effective development, while the cognitive analysis is done through eliciting information and studying the contents and the concept relevant to the lesson. And the next one is the abstraction inculcation directive, reinforcing the student's construct system through an abstraction or generalization and inferences. In the abstraction phase or inculcation or directive phase, the teacher reinforce the student's construct system through abstraction or generalization inferences. In this phase, the facilitator or the teacher enriches the learning which was processed rather in the analysis phase through cognitive and affective inputs. And the teacher enforce also the discussion made by the students with the teacher un, are universally acceptable. And in the fourth one, application practical application or the action, the transfer of students' affective and cognitive learning into actual situation or real life situation. And in this phase, learners are expected to transfer their effective and cognitive learning into actual situation. Into actual situation, this could be the development of an action plan learned on an extended action plan, assignments for internalizing the concepts learned on extended learning activity in the home where they are maybe asked to discuss issues taken up in the classroom with the members of members of the family. Um, in addition to those four phases, we have two auxiliary phases. First, we have mood setting. The mood setting in the ACES methodology is not just the motivational statement but a mini activity related to the content of the lesson. And the purpose of the mood setting is to create a conducive psychological climate for learning, effective or an effective or effective way of building good rapport in the class, while closing activity may be a song, quotation, philosophical recitation of a verse that should capture the essence of the lesson. And the closing activity gives an added impact to the effective learning of the students and keeps them in high spirits of whatever commitment they may have at the end of the lesson. It's better to have a closure, right? Okay, next is the four phases of value of learning. Okay, the first one, the step one rather, is cognitive level knowing. Step two, conceptual level understanding. Step three, affective level valuing. And step four, active level acting. Okay, the first one, valuing does not exist in the vacuum. It has to have knowledge base from which values will be explored, and the scheme this level basically introduce in specific values that are to be the subject area to look and examine. Okay, and these values affect the self and the others, our behavior at work, our work ethic, our lifestyle, and suggested for the learners to consider. And knowing, however, it's only within the parameters of a concepts that this level should therefore move into second step. And in the purpose cycle, distinction is made between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge without understanding may lead to insult, but knowledge with understanding lead into insight. Okay, this is why the conceptual level divided as two separate steps. Knowledge could be easily explained by educator and it's turned quickly memorized by the learners for the learners. However, to understand and thereby gain insight required um, required wisdom. As intimate knowledge of the objective and subjective realities rather, which coverage into the capacity to clarify or comprehend person and system and their interrelationships, concepts that are made concrete for the learners could be grasped more easily by them. And the third one, the step 3, as discussed in the previous section, knowing and understanding are not guarantees that values would be internalized and integrated. Uh, the third step, therefore, ensures that the value concept are filtered through one's experience. Through one experience and reflections and eventually affirmed in affective dimensions. In short, these concepts will flow through the three processes chosen, priced, and acted upon. Since teaching and learning is conducted on a group level, in additional benefit of this step is the appreciation, acceptance, and respect of both one's own value system and those of others. Okay, the last is active level acting. Okay, the value or concept that are valued ultimately lever to action, um, conflict resolution, and concept find their way into behavior. Okay, the learners are thereby challenged to see through the spontaneous flow of the concept and affective dimension into behavioral manifestation. Sometimes this is an automatic, other times it involves for their skills enhances in the particular area. Okay, and now let's proceed to the um, the critical thinking. Okay, we all know that critical thinking is important as its students or as a human beings. Okay, now let's define what is critical thinking. Critical thinking is a kind of thinking in which you question, analyze, interpret, evaluate, and make a judgment about what you read, hear, say, or write. Okay, it's true because critical thinking is important, no? While we read the in the Facebook, no, we can use critical thinking to analyze what is the meaning of that post or whatsoever. And in the classroom, critical thinking also is important while questioning your teacher or your classmates. While in a reporting, of course, in this we can involve the critical thinking because you will judge or you will think critically of that question of that kanang yung what you call this one, yung maintindihan mo or write, no, what you read, yes, what you read, hear, say, or write of that particular topic or particular question. The term critical comes from the Greek word kritikos, meaning able to judge or discern. Okay. The next one is I have here a picture or okay, it's stated there that why critical thinking is important. Okay, critical thinking is important because it stimulates curiosity. Curiosity. Okay, sorry. Okay, it enhances our curiosity in this word because we can search or kanang think critically or ask what is the meaning of the uh, what is the meaning of that particular topic or that particular questions. Okay, we can involve the curiosity and polish your creativity. Okay, also critical thinking improves your creativity, refine your research skills, enhances problem solving ability. And of course, it enhances your problem solving activity because you can think critically to that um, particular idea. Kung ito ba ay makakabuti sa iyo or makakasama sa iyo, it's makakasama sa iyo kung ito ba ay dapat pagtutuunan mo ito ng pansin na because sa pamamagitan ng critical thinking ay mai-enhance din ito ang ating problem solving ability at nakakatulong din ito sa atin sa pagsolusyon ng ating mga problema, no? And helps improve decision making. Kanina ay sinabi ko na ito ay makakatulong sa atin ng decision making, no, sa ating buhay kasi ang importante naman talaga ang decision making sa ating life. And why many people say that why critical thinking is important. Critical thinking is a domain general thinking skill. What does this mean? It means that no matter what path or profession you pursue, this skill will always be relevant and will always be beneficial to your success. They are not specific to any field. Of course, critical thinking will help you decide the path that we're going to take or the path that you're going to walk in, no? It's because you can think critically that profession will help me, or that profession will success, no, for you. In order for you to success to, you need to think critically. Think critically, okay? Not just the students help of critical thinking, but also the professionals, which is the doctors, teachers in civil engineering or the other, no, they are thinking critically to kung ano ba ang nararapat para sa kanila. And by practicing critical thinking, we are allowing ourselves not only to solve problems but also to come up with a new and creative ideas to do so. No, critical thinking allows us to analyze this idea and adjust them accordingly. No, it is critical thinking is very essential for us because it allows ourselves not only to solve problems but also it allows ourselves to create creative ideas, no? Critical thinking is very important for us as students or as a human beings. Okay, I think that would be all of my topic. I hope you guys understand my topic. Okay, thank you for watching.